Did you watch Welcome to Derry?
Oh my God, yeah. That's pretty much all I've been watching lately. That has been so freaking good. It's so good, but some of it is like so in your face, creepy, scary, and like that's not believable that they would straight up have this monster free. But then you think like, well, yeah, everybody forgets what happens in Derry though, and pretty much everybody involved ends up dying. I could have swore, spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen it, I could have swore by the end of the season, everybody with eyes was dead. Like everybody who had seen anything at all.
Deadlights, just everybody. Yeah.
Like literally, he just kills anybody involved. So then it's afterwards, it's like, oh, the water, the rain washes everything away. The military comes in and cleans up the bodies and like, shit, we don't know what happened here. Guys, we're going to say it was a gas leak because they can't know. We don't know what the hell's going on. And then sure enough, it just all gets swept under the rug in some newspaper article or whatever. I could have swore, but no, we see there was several survivors and the story moves on. Though, not just to jump to the end of the story, but I'm going to jump to the end of the story.
Of course, go ahead. Yeah.
I love how they ended it off explaining like, well, he was talking about my son and that he bounces around through time. Like time is different for him. Mm-hmm. So who's to say he doesn't go to our past and try to stop our parents from ever conceiving of us or something like that. And so they very much well queued it up for the series to move forward as going backwards in time. The next season can jump backwards. So
we'll talk about what the next two seasons are because I actually researched that. And I also asked people on our threads, those who've read the books, can Pennywise move through time? And they said in the books, no, it is like kind of possible, referenced once. And that's what the director, Andy Muschietti, I think it is, really like milked out. He's like, okay, we're going to be pushing that all the way. And so what people who are in the know have been saying is it's not that he can manipulate time. It's just that he sees all time as one thing. So when he's talking to Margie and saying like, oh, little Richie, beep, beep. I love that. How you threw that out too. Maybe does he kill me? Maybe you guys died together. Cause he doesn't know. Cause it's all kind of just at one time. So he's not sure. He knows he dies, but it already happened kind of thing for him. So it's all over the place. And they're saying that what he may do is try to break reality by making things so wild that it breaks reality. Then his destiny is not in place. But I guess like in the lore of like the Dark Tower and Pennywise and all that, once a certain group comes together, like the Losers Club, they become like the stewards of destiny, and it's gonna just happen. And so it's kind of tricky because it's like both destiny's in place, and also we have this new fact that Pennywise can see and observe all of time in one time. So how does that work? It's very interesting. I'm hoping. Now this is just me. Like just biggest wish list is that they film scenes that we didn't see, and we're gonna find out that when the losers are killing Pennywise in the second movie for it, we also see that he was weakened because at the same time, the kids from this show, this season, were doing something to him while the kids from the next season did something to him because if he's experiencing things all at once, then it's not just the losers clubs that are beating him. It's like all these loser clubs are beating him and it's just compounding on him. Like that would be really fun,
Yeah, that would be pretty
But they have to film that now because these damn kids grow up too fast. Even the writer's strike happened, and if you notice, like episode 5, they were saying that the kids are all taller than they were before, so they had some of them sitting down for scenes. And had to really hurry up. Even the one kid that like was lost in the first episode, he had long hair. That wasn't a wig. They just had him grow his hair out because they couldn't do anything for a few months. And so, it really messed them up quite a bit.
Crazy.
Yeah. So what were some of your favorite moments from that last episode, and then for the season as a whole?
Oh, let's see. Oh God, one of my favorite moments.
I gotta say the Richie story, God, it got me good. So we had him being the knight, right, protecting her during the Black Spot fire, and then that idea of him coming at the last moment. The bear, by the way, represents one of the good God pillars, basically. So the fact that she helped bring him back to kind of be that, and then he's like running past Pennywise and flipping him off as he's running. It's like, yeah, baby. Oh, it's so good. And then it was just such a cool moment. It was like, how does this story about Pennywise make me feel feelings? Right. It's wild.
And like how was his name? Hanlon was able to freeze Pennywise.
Oh yeah.
It did like, and he was just so, I mean, crippled, completely frozen. And the general, I don't remember his name, came up and is like, "Oh, don't worry, we'll make everything okay." Or whatever. Like, dude, you have an opportunity. Obviously, he's corrupted and he's
Yeah.
trying to let the monster out, but like, you're the only one right there that can shoot it in the head, or if you had one of those daggers, like you can legit stab it and it could be gone forever. But
That a moment when he says, "Oh, you're free to go," I'm just like, "Bitch, who do you think you are?" Like Pennywise is free to go, and he turns around and takes him out. But just like the gall to say that to him was like, "Are you for real?
Yeah.
You're so
I
lucky."
almost wanted him to have like a joke, and they're like, "Oh, such a long journey, but I didn't pack a snack." And then look at him and just like, then you kill him and eat him.
Well, even that, like, "Ooh, I never forget a smell." Like, oh yeah, man, you're screwed. You remember you as a kid.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, and the whole bit with the pillar was so well done.
I thought that was a good move because I remember beforehand we were saying, well, we know the kids lose because he comes back.
Yeah.
But they set a goal of like putting him back in the cage that wasn't so much destroying Pennywise, but, you know, containing him, making it more possible for the losers to fight him at the end.
Yeah.
So that was, I think, some really creative writing to create a standard for victory that didn't mess up the future movies.
High stakes that aren't the maximum. There's still a limit for the other series or other movies. Yeah. One thing though I have beef with, and you know me, technobabble Star Trek, it's got to make sense. They were able to take one of those pillars and drop it in lava, and that destroys it? No. That came from the sky as a fucking comet or meteorite through, you know, the friction of our atmosphere and collided with the earth. It's got to be stronger than that to where lava can't destroy it. If you told me, oh, they had molten magnesium or give me some element, okay, maybe there's something specific about, you know, that element, heightened temperatures, whatever, cool. But just, it looked like it was just plain lava and they didn't explain any technobabble. Like, come on, guys. You can't destroy it that easy.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And then, and then the idea that they took it out of the turtle shell, which means that it was actually like kind of like God represented by the turtle. So like that's what woke Pennywise up because he realized his cage was open now. Yeah. And there was a lot of things that was like, with a little more time, it would be really nice for you guys to explore this, but we just don't have a lot of episodes for this.
Really simple solution would say if it's encased in lead, its radiation is not emitted. So just like a lead apron stops you from getting radiation, that would just enclose it. So someday somebody might find this big chunk of lead that happens to have this thing in it. Maybe they crack it open and then get it out. But for now, at least it's closed and its radiation is not effective. But that's okay. They tried.
John, you know what about made me lose my shit? One of my favorite movies, Shawshank Redemption, also Stephen King movie. And all these things are tied together. And some genius out there that I cannot remember the name on TikTok, thank you though, I love you, my TikTok sleuths, brought up the fact that like, oh, all these like volcanic glasses that are the pillars. Yeah. Where did Andy Dufresne hide the money? He describes it. It's out in a field, under a tree, under a black rock that has no earthly business being there, and you'll find the box with money. And it's when you see it's like volcanic rock, and it's like, oh my God, Andy hid the money under one of the pillars. I love Stephen King so much.
And as they're moving that pillar to take the money out, did they not just unlock the cage for a little while?
I'm sure he put it back, but he didn't think about like, oh, a demon. I better put this back in the right spot.
As he's holding it, is he thinking like, maybe I should take this closer to the center of town?
Oh man,
that's crazy.
Wild. But I thought the show did a really good job with their arcs. I will say the first few episodes were probably a little slow, especially once compared to like the Black Spot episode when we had the big fire, or just even Pennywise's reveal in episode 5. I felt like everything ramped up so much quicker, and a lot of our characters that were spread thin were now grouped up nicely to where things moved in the proper speed. What'd you think?
But I think it was much needed suspense. If they started out with all this, it would be so much candy. You know, you want to build up to it. And we did get, you know, like the ghosts chasing the kids in the cemetery and things like that. So there was like, oh, you know, crap, this action. Well, the first episode, the baby monster, I thought that was
crazy.
I felt like they almost jumped the shark with that one. It was kind of too much too early, but
yeah, fair.
They definitely did give you that thrill to keep going. And then, later in the season, you're like, oh my God, this is so much. I didn't realize they were holding back so much.
Yeah.
But I think they did. I think they did great. So like again, some of it was a little on the edge. Like they walked that line of, okay, this is almost breaking the fourth wall. It's so insane.
Yeah.
It's just too much that like, how can this be? If it was like some of the stuff was being dreamt or was in people's imagination, that's one thing. But the fact that Pennywise is actually eating kids in town and luring the whole school away and stuff like that, it's like, it's just a little more than you think is believable. But he does have the influence to kind of
change
control
reality.
everyone's minds. Yeah.
And he could change reality. And there's something about him being in the clown outfit that's like, yeah, it's ridiculous. You know, there's something where he almost gives you permission to think like, Freddy Krueger would just stab everybody. But he playing a trumpet or a tuba on the front of the moving wagon is just like, yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, dripping with blood. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
And yeah, I think there was some really good connective tissue in this thing. One of the key problems that they had while filming was they couldn't get Bill Skarsgård on board right away. So that break, the episode 5 break, after that's when they knew they had Bill Skarsgård and had to go refilm a few things. I think the original plan, total upside guess, is that the daughter that was also just like the clown was going to be the main villain. And then it was going to be this fake out the whole time. And then right, I think that would have been a big problem. And then like, if you also looked at the quality of the episodes, so the episode on the graveyard that you brought up, the CGI for that episode, frankly, is awful. But if you think of the CGI in that final fight, that was Marvel, level. So I think like with the break that they had from filming due to the strikes, maybe they were able to refocus some of the series, fix some things. Like I know they had a problem with the kid heights, but I think it was well worth it because the back half of this season, I think every episode was a 10 out of 10. The first half, we're looking at 8s and 7s, to really kind of level this thing out.
And I mean, I think the first half was really building a lot of the structure, a lot of the story, the questions, the challenges, getting to know the main characters, especially since in the first episode, they kill off who you think are the main characters. So it took a little, building, but I think they did a good job at pacing it to where it wasn't, again, they started with a good amount of thrills, but it wasn't too much too early necessarily.
Yeah.
Left plenty to be had later.
Yeah, I think for the most part, everything was wrapped up nicely. I do feel like some characters like Lily were probably underdeveloped at the end. We switched so much to the Richie Marge story, our relationship, that we kind of forgot about Lily in a lot of ways. We're like, oh yeah, is she in the psych ward? I think she is. I think she probably does go back to the psych ward at some point. And right away, I want to watch the next two. I want to watch the It movies again, just to kind of catch all the connective tissues again, because I'm seeing a lot of clips now where they're talking about the black spot and stuff, and it's like, oh yeah, they were referenced already. Let's talk about the next two. Go ahead. What were you saying?
Well, that little teaser at the very end of the very, very end, in a psych ward or something like that, where a woman hangs herself and a girl was crying, right? Do you know who it was that hung herself? Was it not the girl that you were just talking about?
I think it probably is. Yeah, I think that was her. Yeah.
26 years later, she's probably, I don't know, in her 30s or something like that. Oh, no, more than that, 40s. She was probably like 12 to 15.
Yeah, and I think that was, let me get a quick Google, clickety click, click, clack, as you're hearing my keyboard tick away. I believe that was Beverly Marsh. Yeah, I know that was Beverly Marsh that saw her. So I think she was probably looking at the girl who died, and probably was Lily from Welcome to Derry. We'll have to see how that plays out if they reference that again in the next two seasons. I don't know. So, because the key thing is the next two seasons are going back in time. And so I did a little bit of research on this for the TikToks. Season 2 is going to be in 1935 and season 3 is going to be in 1908. So 1935, so the black hole is this one, right? What they said, the racist cult burnt down the black military jazz club is what it was referenced as.
Yeah.
In the 35 one, season 2, is the Bradley Gang Massacre. And this is where this gang is hiding out in Derry. The key with this story is that the town takes the justice in their own hands and they kill the Bradley Gang themselves. So you see like the shopkeeper, nice little lady down the road, all of them grab guns and kill these people. And from what I've been reading is this is how, like, it shows like once you are given permission to like do heinous things, you will do heinous things. And like, you know, fear is kind of like, it makes it okay to do terrible things, and how like Derry's the bad guy. And that's one of the things that Pennywise would like to do, is like create fear and create belief within him and stuff. And so this is kind of creating that boiling pot, showing that, you know, Derry itself is a villain too.
The effectiveness of propaganda.
It really probably, yeah.
That's great.
And then with the 1908 storyline, that's all about this Kitchener Ironworks explosion. So it's this big factory they have an Easter egg hunt at, and it's a big explosion that kills a lot of kids. And Pennywise is obviously involved there, and it's probably his first slaughter. I think that season we're going to see a lot of the kind of learning how to hunt out of Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise, and because that's the earliest one. We also saw a bit of 1908 in this season, where we see Bob Gray get taken over by Pennywise in that whole process.
Yeah, so that's where he first assumed the role of Pennywise, right? The costume and everything was back in the 1908 time period.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that the Ironworks is going to be like, okay, he took over the character. Now he leaves the circus, right? He doesn't need to be there anymore, but he's involved with this massacre at this explosion at this Ironworks, you know? Yeah.
Nice.
So that's what we're looking forward to. And then at some point we're going to have have to answer the whole like Pennywise will see all the time at once, and see how connective that is throughout the entire time. See if he's referencing things from the first season while he's talking to kids from the third season.
Well, I think the vibes I get from the way he explained it in this is that he doesn't have control of it. It's almost like Hanlon's seeing of the dead, or his powers in general, how it's very kind of shaky and loose. So maybe because he was saying already he wasn't sure if she was, here or there, or when that girl and her family dynamic was. So I think it might be a weakness of his, is that he doesn't know the order of time.
God, I hope there's a way for them to help out the losers in the future. That would be so cool. Dang.
Like it'd be kind of cool if in the next season he keeps calling one of the kids by the wrong name, and it's because it's one from a different time.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's like he's just getting confused and stuff. It'll be interesting to see how far they want to go into the different stories too, because I think Hanlon was one of my favorite characters in this whole thing, especially once he starts seeing the dead and start losing his mind. And now we know he's going off to do a hotel, which apparently is not the actual Overlook Hotel from Shining, but eventually he will work at the Shining Hotel too. And I'm like, dear God, please, let's get a spinoff of Hanlon at a hotel that's extremely haunted,
That would be really cool.
A man who could see the dead, and like he sees a ballroom full of people all the time. Like the whole thing with Jack Nicholson's character is that he sees he visits this ballroom full of dead ghosts and keeps getting drinks and complaining about his wife, until eventually the bartender's like, you should go kill those two. And he does. He tries to. But Hanlon would be able to see them the entire time. And like him kind of setting up guardrails to keep himself alive, and probably a lot of the guests. That's a whole show. Just like, give us that. That's so good. That'd be crazy.
And like, not all the dead are bad, so he'd have some that he's like working with to help protect the living.
Yeah, that would be really sick.
Man.
Yeah. We could have new guests every season too, like new guests checking into the hotel. It could be a White Lotus mixed with, that's what it could be. Son of a bitch.
Or ghosts. Isn't that what that show is? Is it not like a hotel?
Yeah, but the ghosts don't. No, yeah, right. That's pretty close to ghosts.
It's a new. it's a house, isn't it? They're doing like
it's a house, but they do turn it into an Airbnb. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get. How many red balloons out of 10 are you giving this season?
That 10's not enough, but I gotta say 10 out of 10. It's the little techno babble thing is very minor, and I'm sure nobody cares about it.
Yeah.
But I can't think of anything I didn't like. I know you're saying the beginning that was kind of slower, but I liked it. I think they were holding back and building suspense, and then the last few episodes were just perfect. So yeah, I got to give it 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 red balloons for Jonathan. I'm going to give it a 9 because I do feel like the pacing was off a little bit in the beginning, but again, so worth the watch and worth the rewatch eventually. It was fantastic. And